What's going on, everybody? Easton here with Down South Expeditions, and today we're going to be doing a complete tire review on my Yokohama G003 mud tires. These things are still hot on the market, an awesome mud tire, and today we're going to be looking at the cons and the pros of the tire. What's the life expectancy? What have I got out of my tires? And the overall performance on pavement and mud and everything in between. So let's jump right into it. We're going to start off with the pros of the tires, what I like best about them, what are their strong suits, and we're going to get into that right now. Alrighty, so one of the first things that comes to people's minds when they think about mud tires is how loud are they on the road, and is the added benefits off-road really worth all of the extra noise and stuff that you get on-road? So for one thing that I can say about the Yokohamas is since that time that I've got them to right now, which has about 25,000 miles on them, is that compared to other competitors, other mud tires, people that I know that have had, they're significantly much quieter on road, especially at higher speeds, 70, 80 miles per hour. Actually, at those speeds, I tend to hear the tires quiet a little bit, and they're really not that loud on the road. Okay, so number two, obviously on-road performance is really good on the Yokohama G003s. One thing that I have noticed that I do like a lot is when it does get wet, other mud tires that I've had in the past kind of tend to be a little more slippery than just your all-terrain tire. I'm not sure if it's because of the sipings or the gap between the treads, but these tend to hold grip pretty well when it is raining on just asphalt. Pro number three, the tread life on the Yokohamas has been pretty good. I've had a few mud tires here and there in the past, and I've gotten about anywhere from 30 to 45,000 miles out of those, and that is nipping them down basically to bare tread. Got the dog walking around over here, so that's what you guys are hearing. Right now, the Yokohamas have 25,000 miles on them, and I still have about 50 or so % tread left, but I'll probably need to switch these out somewhere in the near future. I would say around 50,000 miles, because when I am off-roading, I like to have a lot of tread. I'm not one to go out there with halfway slick tires. Pro number four, I believe this is that the side lugs on the tire, side lugs, whatever you want to call them, they've been really helpful. Whether that be from getting me over curbs that I've hit, keeping me from damaging my wheel, even though I've already damaged them on the trail. The side lugs on both the inside and the outside of the tire do have really good grip on rocks and kind of step-offs and stuff like that. I found myself really using it a good bit. You can definitely tell where I've rubbed them up on some different rocks and stuff like that. And I can genuinely say that the side lugs are not just for looks. When you grab a hold of that rock, and especially when you have a low PSI, they grab a hold of just about everything and gives you a little bit more added safety or comfort when you are doing some off-roading, because you know and you trust your tire that it's going to get you up where you're at. So another pro with the Yokohama G003s, their mud tire, is that the looks of them are really nice. I've seen these all the way from Jeep builds, you know, where they have a thinner sidewall, all the way up to big 40s on a Dodge Dually, or excuse me, on a big Dodge 2500, and they just look good all the way around. Tires they look aggressive. They're one of the most aggressive tires that you can put on a truck or SUV, what have you, and that's one of the main reasons that I bought these tires, not only for looks, but as time progressed and I started doing more off-roading, I realized how really good they are off-road. So don't think these guys are your gladiators and stuff like that, where they're really just made to look cool and that's it. They really do the job. Alrighty, so another pro with the Yokohamas is that the tread wear on these has been absolutely flawless. Now, can I say that's because I've had really good alignment so far? Maybe, maybe not. But overall, the wear between the sides of the tires have been great. There's a few notches here and there from just different rocks and stuff like that, but for the most part, the tread wear on the Yokohamas has been really nice. It's nice to know that even with mud tires, you can still get even tread wear across, which is sometimes hard to find when you're matching around with different mud tires and stuff like that. Alrighty guys, so for cons on the Yokohamas, the really only logical thing that I could say would be is that they're expensive. That's really I can only come up with. I've had nothing but good luck from the Yokohamas. I'm probably going to try to get some miles per gallon back because it's kind of under the fence right now, but we are going to be doing a 3-week trip across the entire United States coming up soon. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way you can follow us along on that adventure coming up. But if mud tires are in your price range and you don't mind the few miles per gallon that you lose from the mud tires, which is something that's going to happen with any oversized tire that isn't stock size, I would absolutely recommend the Yokohamas. If it's something that you think you would be interested in, make sure you check out the guys at Pendleton Tire Co. in Pendleton, South Carolina, if you're in the area. That's where I get all of my wheels, tires, suspension work done. Alrighty, so now that I've kind of talked about and hit on the pros and cons of the Yokohamas, I kind of want to talk about their specialty. Obviously, these are mud tires, but I want to run you guys through how the tires have performed for me personally in all the different conditions. Obviously, every condition on asphalt I've been in: snow, mud, washboard roads, sand, just about everything these tires have seen. And I just kind of want to talk about their strong suits and maybe their not so strong suits when it comes to those different conditions. As far as the strong suits of the Yokohamas, obviously they perform really well in mud, especially when you are aired down and the tires are pretty fresh. For the mud that I've seen and encountered on the trails and stuff like that, I've had absolutely no problems, especially when those dirt trails that aren't supposed to be muddy kind of turn into more of a slosh. They do really well in keeping traction on those, especially when you're doing a little bit higher or even low speed trail riding. Asphalt. The asphalt has been obviously where most of these tires are spend their lives. Obviously, you guys know my Ranger is my daily driver when it's not hitting the trails and stuff. So Rupez, my dog here, has decided he's going to join us. So as far as the asphalt goes, the Yokohamas have done really well. They've kept me planted, whether it been wet conditions or dry conditions, and then also just taking turns every day, starting and stopping traffic and all that. I mean, tires are tires, and these have no exception. They've done a good job stopping me as far as all that goes. And then obviously, as I talked about before, the tread wear on the asphalt has been really nice as well. So as far as the snow goes, the truck has been in the snow here and there a few times, and I've had no other complaints. They've kept their grip, especially in, you know, the more soft snow, and then also on ice. If you are aired down enough, you can get some traction, but as you guys know, if you ever off-roaded in ice before, pretty dangerous, and regardless of what tire wheel suspension setup you have, it's not going to be too good if you're on ice because there is no traction. Sand, taking the truck through some sandy trails before, but not necessarily to the beach yet, or any just straight up desert situations. And the sand that I have been in, the tires have handled really well. They've kept me planted in the sand. Most of my sand rides have kind of been more high-paced forest roads that are more of a sand base to them, and they've held traction in them as well. So overall, in all the conditions that I've had the Yokohamas in, they've done really well. And if you're going to be doing any of those conditions, which you probably will if you're getting these mud tires, you'll know that, at least back by me, that they handled really well. Alrighty, so that's about all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Like I said, Yokohama G003s get my approval for, a really good all-around mud tire. So if you're interested in some for your Overland build, make sure you check out the Yokohamas. There's a lot of other videos on YouTube here and there, so make sure you check those out as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Easton with Down South Expeditions. We'll catch up with you guys on the next one.